Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Awesome Analytics. I'm Basil, and in this today video, we are going to build an amazing dashboard in the logistics sector. So you can see here. So this will be a supply chain analytics and supplier performance and logistic delivery. This dashboard will make a three-page and overall industry grade dashboard here. And also with that, we will some make an amazing page navigations. Like you can just click on this icon and it will navigate you to this page. Same for this icon. So it will navigate you to another pages. So this will be an advanced level of dashboard and it is totally interactive. You can see the actual versus target spend and you can click on any bar chart. So it will filter out particular values for that and for the quarter wise data and as well as from the product categories you can select. Also, a date picker is mentioned here, so you can select the dates as well from a calendar here. So you want to filter out. And also, we have month-on-month growth as well, so to see what's the performance that we are having of our supply chain analytics. So this is our main dashboard here. Okay, so we will create all the dashboards, all the data modeling steps in this video. As you can see, we have an advanced Galaxy schema here. So this will be an uh, another level of data modeling that you will find on the YouTube. Most of the videos are not in this detail for this data modeling. I will explain it to you step by step. And also there are some, this is based on this Excel sheet. You can see this Excel sheet here. So many data are here. So you can see procurement H1 and procurement H2. So this is same data but provided to the different sheets. So as per the PL300 or Microsoft documentation, it is good to append these queries. So we'll use some append and merge queries as well, and advanced data cleaning and data modeling steps. So you can see the same for the supplier master. We have supplier details and supplier risk rating, and in another sheet. But columns are different. Okay, so we cannot merge append this data because for appending we require same column and same data types. Okay, so we will merge these queries using merge queries also, and we some use some change data types so many things to have on. So for that, let's start with our problem statement here. Okay, so this is our client. Problem statement, we have a presentation here. So you can see Power BI dashboard for logistics sector, procurement, supplier, performance, and delivery analytics. So why this dashboard is needed? Okay, so this is needed because procurement and logistic teams are working with multiple operational tables. Purchase order, supplier master data, quantity logs, shipment records, career data. So many things are there. So the management cannot quickly compare the actual spend against the monthly target. So they all have the monthly targets. Okay, so that much amount needs to be spent. If they are spending more than the monthly targets, then it is a loss for the logistic and suppliers. So for that also they need some quickly insights like supplier performance. They need logistic teams need career, transport mode, what is the freight cost and delay visibility. Okay. So this is the client context here, and the core business problem that we need to solve here is the spend visibility. So to track actual procurement spend and compare it with the target spend. This is the main our chart will be that we will use in first page itself. And the supplier pricing control, we need a quality leakage, executive quality clarity, logistic cost pressure. So these are everything that you can go through this slide. I will provide you into the description. So this report will be of three pages. Okay, so first will be an overview. So we will create this many things here. Same for the page two will be supplier and procurement performance here. And third will be the logistic and delivery performance. So this will help our management to have some amazing insights here. So this is the KPI dictionary. If you are not from the logistics sector or you are from the any other background or healthcare background, so you can refer to this dictionary, like you know what is the actual spend, okay, what is the total PO that is procurement, okay. So you can go to OTD, that is on-time delivery, average lead time. So this you can go to this glossary I have provided you in this PowerPoint presentation. So this is the thing that we need to do, and this is the modeling decision Okay, I have provided you like we can use Galaxy schema because we have two fact table because one we have a target table and one is actual table that we have. So without wasting further time, let's move on to the video. But before moving, most of you have not subscribed my channel. I really request you to subscribe because it gives me a motivation to make these amazing, insightful dashboard videos. So you can add to your data analyst portfolio that will eventually help you in your career growth. So let's move on to the video. Power BI. We will start importing our data. So click on this get data and click on this Excel workbook. In the Excel workbook, select the Excel sheet that I will provide you into the description of the video. So you can select it from there. And now you will see following tables here. So don't click on this one because these are ranges. So we will just click on these tables. So let's start clicking on this table. So we need table buyer master, table career master, logistic shipment, procurement H1, H2, targets, product master, quantity log, supplier master, risk. So there will be all 11 tables, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this 11 table we need. Okay. So we will not include this readme. This is for just a general purpose. So click on this transform data. Do not click on load because we need to clean, append, merge, and so many of the things. Uh, so it will be easy for us to write them DAX calculations. Okay. So you can refresh it. So now you can see this all tables has been loaded here. So in this first, we will make our main fact table. So you can see this is the procurement H1 and this procurement H2. So if you are not seeing this column quality table or column quality, okay, so you can just go to this view and check this column quality and column distribution. So you can see whether the column has some errors or empties in them. So just click on this table procurement H1 and we will rename it. Okay, so we will not use this original table, we will use a reference table from it. So rename it as staging procurement H1 and staging procurement H2. So now what we will do here, just click on this staging procurement H1 and we will append this query. Okay, so appending we will go to the home tab and in this home tab we will use append queries and select as append queries as new. Okay. So in this first table is our staging procurement H1 and in second table select as staging procurement H2. So these are two tables that we need to append and click on OK. So now you can see this both table has been appended and it is in one new table that has been created. So both table has been appended one on another. So now we will rename it as fact procurement. CUR. So this our main fact table has been created here. So now we will just see the data profilings in the data types here. So you can see it is in text format, POID is in text format, order date is in date, promise date is in date, supplier ID is in text. So these are all the acceptable types that we are having. So in this you can see the decimal values are moving so much. So we just want only two decimal places here. Same for this also. So for that, just select this both column, click on control and select this both column. And in this transform, we'll go to this rounding. Go to this rounding and click on this round. In this round, select decimal places as two. So now this has been completed. You can see the decimal places are on only in two formats here. So it has been cleaned and now we are ready to move on to the next cleaning step that is payment terms. So you can see here some null values are there, so we can avoid that. But you can see the advance and advance, they are both same, but it is in small letters. Same for COD and COD. And net 45, net 45, net 60, net 60. So these are some inconsistent values which will give us the inflated results. So go to this format and in this format, click on capitalize each word. So in this, you can see most of the cleaning steps are gone here. Advance is completed, COD is good, net 30. So you can see net 30 and net 30 are little bit problematic. So we will replace values. Okay. So right click and select as replace values. In this, select as net 30 without space and in replace with net space 30. And make sure you click on this advanced column and select and match entire cell contents. So now it has been replaced. You can see all the values are unique and you can avoid these null values. No worries. Okay. So this is completed. Payment terms has been cleaned. Now we will just move on to our next thing, that is we will just trim all the columns and clean, because if in future some extra spaces come into our column, so it should not impact our model. Okay. So click on this all IDs. So we'll just transform and just click on this supplier ID, product ID, uh, warehouse ID, buyer ID, and payment terms. In this, go to the format and we say trim, format, and clean. So this has been cleaned and trimmed. So in future also, if any blank spaces will come, so it will not impact our data model. So right, this has been completed. So for that, now we will just remove some duplicates, because we want unique IDs only in our table here. So for that, what we can do here, just duplicate this one, fact procurement, and in this fact procurement, you can count rows here. So you can see 1383 are there. Okay. So in this fact procurement, just go to this PO line ID and select on remove duplicates. So after removing duplicates, you can go to this transform and select on count rows. Now you can see here, now value is 1374. So there were duplicates in our table. So you can just cut this step here. So now this is our fact procurement is completed here, and you can delete this duplicate query. So it was just for validation. So it is always good to validate our queries. Okay, so in order to prevent further model errors or something like that. So now this has been created. Now we will just make a dim supplier. So this for that, now we'll just click on the staging procurement H1 and uncheck this enable load. Same for the H2. So anything updated in this queries, it will directly come into the appended format into this query. So we do not want to load unnecessary tables and make our model heavier. So this has been done here. So now we'll make a dim supplier. For that, we have a supplier master here. So we'll rename it as staging supplier master. Same for supplier risk as well. We can click on this staging supplier risk. So this has been renamed. Now in these both queries, because we are going to merge this, so just in this supplier ID, I will say go to this transform, format, and trim, and same format and clean. Same for this warehouse supplier master here. Um, you can go to this format, trim, format, clean. So our supplier ID has been cleaned and trimmed here. So now we can merge the queries. So in the supplier master, go to this home and select as merge queries. We'll select merge queries as new. Okay, now you can see the supplier master is selected, and in this second table, you can select the staging supplier risk. So first, make sure you select first supplier ID here. Otherwise, it will merge into this table, and supplier ID in this risk column. So now we will use as join. So that is a common join from SQL. So we are using left join. So what it will do, it will provide keep all the columns from this table, and all the matching supplier ID columns from this table, it will merge into this table. So just click on OK. So you can see now it has been created, and column is created like staging supplier risk as a table. So for that table, we'll just click on this arrow here. You can see this many columns are here. So just uncheck the supplier ID because we already have a supplier ID here. Okay. So uncheck the supplier ID and uncheck this use original column as prefix and click on OK. So you can see now risk level, supplier rating, quality score, delivery score, last assessment date is all merged into one query. So in this, we will rename it as dim supplier. All right. So our two tables has been created. Now same we will uncheck the enable load for staging supplier master and staging supplier risk. So uncheck this. Now we just need to have some cleaning in this also. So we can do here same for supplier ID is already trimmed. So in supplier name, if we can see, is there any duplicate here? So there are no duplicate values here. And if it is in capital letter, let it be because everyone has the unique capital and small letter names here supplier have. So just let it be. Same we can see all three values are unique. Primary category you can see it is unique. So you can check all of these. I know that all are correct here. So most of them. So you can see the contract start date is in date format. That is correct. Contract end is in date format. And risk level. This is important. You can see low and medium. So it is good. I and supplier rating is in decimal format. Quality score is in whole number. Delivery score is in whole number. Financial stability score is in whole number. And last assessment date is in date format. So everything is good here. So this our two table has been created completely. So now we will just move on to our next table that is dim product. Okay. So just go to this table product master here. So this is our product table. So in this we will rename it as staging product master. Okay. Now staging product master has been renamed here. So after that just right click and click on reference. So now after referencing we can rename it as dim. Just so this has been created. So after that, just we will use same remain clean strategy and decimal formats and all. So you can just click on product ID, go to this format, click on trim, click on clean. So you can see the product name. If anything is duplicated here, so nothing is duplicated because it is coming from a software. So it is also clean. Subcategory is clean. So you can make sure category and subcategory are in the same table here. Unit weight, okay, unit it is in decimal format. So you can see here there is a problem. You can see there are so much of decimal values. We do not want that because it will not look good in our KPIs and charts. So just click both column, select both column, uh, go to this rounding and round, just round to 2. So now it has been completed. So now criticality, you can see high, medium, low. So it is good. Dim product is good here. So just click on the staging product master and uncheck enable load. So now we have three table created. After that, we will have warehouse here. For the warehouse, just click on this table warehouse master, rename it as staging warehouse master. Right click and reference. And in this reference, we will rename it as dim.
Warehouse. So our dim warehouse has been created. So we'll just in disable load for this staging warehouse master. So now what we have to do, we have a table quantity log. As you can see, this quantity type and we have a PO line ID and for which we have quantity type and quantity. So we will merge this query into our fact procurement. But before merging, you can see ordered, received, and rejected. They are in the unclean format also. Just see here. Okay, just uncheck this one. I guess he has so in your scenario, I guess it will be in this format, ordered and received. You can see there are in unclean format and multiple values are duplicated. go to format and capitalize each word here. So after that, you can see they are in already three formats. So it is good, but it is in row values. Ordered is it is in row. Ordered is 29, received is 28. It is in row value. So we cannot use some DAX function and calculated function to filter out the ordered quantity. All right, because there are multiple ordered quantity here. So it will give us inflated value. So for that, we will just click on this quantity type and we will say pivot column, and in this pivot column, in values column, select as quantity. Advanced column, select as don't aggregate. So and click on OK. So now you can see ordered, received and rejected, they are all here. And for ordered there are this much quantity, received we have this much quantity, and rejected we have this much quantity. So we will rename it as ordered quantity. All right, same for received quantity and same for rejected quantity. Okay, so it is created here. So our main table quantity log has been created, but actually what we have done here, we have just uh, altered the main table only. But it's fine if we are using the practical project here. So, but in real life, you need to reference this, all right. So we will rename it as staging quantity log, and after that, go to this fact procurement, and in this we will select as home. Go to merge queries. In this merge queries, uh, select this next table as staging. Where is what's our table name? That is staging quantity log. All right, staging quantity log. So in this PO line ID and select as PO line ID. You can see all the matches are matching here, and make sure you are selecting left outer join and click on OK. So you can see now a table has been created in this separate column. You can see table. So in this expand icon, just uncheck this PO line ID because we already have in this table, and uncheck this use original column as prefix and click on OK. So you can see ordered, received and rejected quantities as have been merged in our main fact table, and they are all in whole number format. So now the staging quantity log work is done here. We can uncheck the enable node here. So when our four tables are created, so now let's move on to next table, that is the clean logistics. We are using the logistics shipment here. So we also want this to be merged into our fact table. All right, because you can see the line ID here. So we have dispatch date, actual delivery date, origin city here. So for that, we will just click on line ID, shipment ID, and uh, go to this transform format and trim and clean. After that, trim and clean, we can see I can see there are unnecessary decimal. All right, it's not here. So if you are seeing any inflated decimal value, all right, so in my case it is already cleaned, I guess. So I will just cut off all this thing here and capitalize each word as well. So for now you can see, if there are values like this, so just go to this rounding, select round and decimal place as 2. So it will be rounded off. And in this delivery shipment status, you can see the cancelled, delivered. These are in capital and small letters. So it is giving us the different values. So for that, you can go to this format and capitalize each word. So now it is in cleaned. You can see the unique, cancelled, delivered and in transit are in cleaned format. So it is done. For the transport mode, we will go. You can see air. Three are appearing three times. So for this also we will use capitalize each word. So you can see now we have three distinct unique values here. So it's fine. Almost our data cleaning has been done. Almost done here. All right. So now what we'll do, we'll rename it as staging logistics shipments. Why we are making changes here? Because we will directly merge this into our fact table. Go to our fact procurement, add column. In this, no add column, we just go to this home tab and select on merge queries, and only on merge queries. In this, select table name as staging logistic shipments. For this, PO line ID and select as PO line ID. Make sure left outer join is selected. All matching rows are done here, so we are good to go. And click on OK. So you can see again a table has been created here. Click on this expand icon and make sure uncheck this PO line ID because we already have this PO line ID here. All right. So shipment ID we need and all these thing we need. Click on OK. So you can see this one has been created right now. Uh,
This table has been completed. So we will just move on to our next dimension table that will be dim carrier. So for that, just rename this as staging carrier master and right click and select on reference. In this, we will rename it as dim carrier. Okay, so in this also you can see SLA on time target. It is 0 0.9. It is in decimal format. That is correct. So we just need that only. So it is correct here. So for that staging carrier master, we will just enable load. Just a second. This all right. So we'll just disable load this one. Disabling load will remove the table from the report. And yeah, so we can remove it. Okay. So for the same for the buyer here, we will just reference this one and we will rename it as dim buyer. Okay. And for same, we'll just rename it as staging buyer and uncheck the enable load. All right. So our dim buyer, dim carrier, dim warehouse, product supplier, and fact procurement table has been created. All right. So here you can see the staging logistic shipment that we just merge into our fact table. So just enable disable load as well for this. So now just a main fact table is been remaining that is staging procurement targets. Okay. So this is also a fact table because this is a target table. So we cannot merge it into the one main fact table. Okay. For that, we will just create this, convert this table into a unpivoted manner because you can see the January targets are there, month February targets are like this. So it is not a good thing to have. Okay, so we will filter it out. So how? Just go to this transform and we will say unpivot columns here, and we will say unpivot other columns. So after clicking on that, you can see the month has been for particular product category, all the months has been selected, and for particular month, the target has been selected. So it is a good way to have. And for now, we will just rename it as month. And for this, we will say target spend IN. Okay. So our table has been created here. So, but as you can see, it is month, and this is also a fact table. We need to create a relationship with the date table. So we need proper dates here. So we'll capture start of every month for this table. Okay, so we'll create a separate column for that. So we'll create a custom column here. Go to this add column, custom column, and select name as month start. And in this, use mcode as date dot from text. Okay, in this, what we have to do, open the quote, and in open quote, open, open the parenthesis in this open quote, write a 01 and give a hyphen. After that, you can use AND function here, where we'll say after one, what do we want? We want the month here. All right. This is the month from our table. So we'll say insert. So one month and after month, what do we want? We'll give and we want open the quotes, give hyphen 2025. Why? Because we have 2025 date. Okay. So this is the date we have created. For example, if month is January, then it will give us 1 Jan 2025. If it is Feb, so it will give 1 Feb 2025. So this is the format that we want. Now, what we will say, we will give as format, and in format, open the big bracket here. In format, what do we want? We will say, sorry, in format, we will say equal to We need to open the bracket from here, okay, because we are giving comma here. So format we want DD MMM YYY. So this is the format we want. And what is the culture? So for culture, we will say EN slash hyphen US, because we want the DDMMY format in US format. It is in US format, not in UK format. So close this open big bracket and close this parenthesis and hit enter. So you can see the month start date has been created for January 01/01/2005, Feb 02/02/5. So it is easy to create a relationship. Okay. So just delete this month column from here. We can say remove. And month start, right click, change its type to date format. So our fact table has been created. Okay, now what we have to do is very important thing here. You can see this fact procurement and fact. We can say I will just you know reference this table as fact procurement targets and just uncheck this staging query. So everything we changes we will make in this query only. So now we need to connect this fact with this fact, but we cannot connect it directly. It is not a good modeling habit to have a many to many relationships because we don't have a primary key here. So we have product category. For that, we will create a separate table here. So for that, in dim product, you can see the category column. Just right click on dim product and reference it and name it as dim category. Dim category. In this, just select the category, right click and select on remove other columns. So after removing other columns, just right click and we will say remove duplicates. So unique categories has been selected here. So this will be our bridge table that will be between the fact procurement target and fact procurement. So this will be a galaxy schema with what we will be building here. Okay, the two fact table will be sharing a common dimension. So for that, now we will rename this as product. Okay, just a second. Product category. So this is a product category. Okay, all right. So now what we have to do, we need to add this column into our fact procurement as well. So for that, we'll go to fact procurement and go to home. We'll say merge queries and select on merge queries. In this, make sure you select as dim product here. All right. So in dim product, we'll say PO line ID and sorry, I will say product ID. Where is our product ID here? Okay. So we'll say product ID to product ID. All the matching rows has been found and click on OK. In product ID, after that, while expanding, uncheck all and just select category. And you also uncheck this use original column as prefix and click on OK. So you can see the category column has been added to our fact procurement target. It is in now in fact target as well and in dim category as well. Just we will rename it as same column name product category and hit enter. So yes, our data modeling almost has been done here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tables has been created here. All right. So before loading all data, make sure you are checking all the data types. Otherwise, you will get the error in DAX formulas and that will lead to incorrect results. All right. Date should be in date, text should be in text, and number should be in whole number, and the actual price, unit price, this should be in decimal numbers. All right, ma'am. But as far as I'm concerned, as you have followed so far this in this video, I guess all the data types would be correct only. So this has been done, and we will just now hit close and apply. And make sure you save your dashboard always because it's not like Excel or OneDrive we have because it is a paid version. In this free Power BI version, you need to save, otherwise your all progress will be lost. All right, so now just save your video. So in this modeling view, you can see it has created a data model for us. Uh, Automatically, it has created some of the data model. So first, we will just keep all the tables in the left side. All right. So this will be our tables in the left side. So before moving on to the data modeling, we will just create a date table here. So for why we need to create date table, because you can see so many actual delivery date, all right, dispatch date, promise date, so many dates are there, and we also need to connect some active and inactive relationship with it. So for that, we need to create date table. So let's go to this table view, and we will create it manually because we have so many date columns. We cannot create with AI. It will give us incorrect dates, or it can give us incorrect dates, but we will just create dates by ourselves only. Why we need to give a big prompt to them date. So for dim date, we will select function called add columns. In add columns, we will say calendar. Just a second. So calendar is asking us for start and end date. All right. So for start date, we will say give us the minimum start date of fact procurement target month start. This is the column that we created in Power Query. All right. So give us the minimum date for this. That will be our start date, and for end date, give us maximum date from the actual delivery date. Actual delivery date will be the maximum date. All right. And after that, close this bracket. Calendar argument has been closed. Now give comma. Now it is asking us for the name. For name, we will give as open the quotes and we'll give as year. In year, give comma and we'll say year and use function called date. So this date is this date table that is created. All right. So now it will give extract the year from this and it will give us the year from this date. All right. For second, we'll say month number. For month number, we will use month function that will be date. In argument, will give us date and close this bracket, give comma. Same will give us month name. So I will move a little bit fast here. So you can just format. We'll use format function. We'll say date. So this date, and in this date, what do we want format here? All right. So we want format as MMM and close this bracket. Same. Now for what we have to do, we need to calculate month year. So we'll say month year. So in month year, we will say format, and in the value it is asking us for date. So give date as this date. And what do we want format as? So we want format as MMM, Y. So this is the format that we want. Give comma after month year. What do we want? We want year, uh, month sort. In year month sort, we will say year date. In year date, what do we want? We will say multiplied by 100. I will explain it to why we are doing that. Okay. So now plus we will say month and date. All right. So why we did this, I will explain it to you. Okay. So we suppose our year date is 2025. Okay. Now we are multiplying it by 100. So say multiplied by 100. So that will be 202500. All right. So far this is completed. Now we are saying addition month date. So we will say plus suppose month is 01. All right. That is January. Or we can say 02. That is February. So what it will give us 202502. So you can see this is the month sort that is created. Means 02 means February and 2025 means year. So same wise if the month is March, so it will give us 202503. So now we will sort this column for the month and year, and for why? Because it will give us the alphabetically values, or you can say proper way of creating a line chart or bar chart because it will give us value like January, February, March, April. Otherwise, if we will not create this column, so it will give us alphabetically wise month names. So December can come first, March can come second, like this. So that is not a good way to give a trend charts. All right. So we'll say quarter, another column name, and in quarter we'll say Q and function here, and we'll say format. What do we want to format? We'll say date. Okay, we'll say format date in Q and close this bracket. Close this bracket. So this is the date table that formula we are using here, and hit enter. So you can see the date table is created now. Uh, just a second. So now what we will do, go to this month year, sort by column, and we will say sort by year month sort. Now it is sorted. Same for the month name, sort by column and sort by month number. All right, so it is has been sorted. So after doing all these things, click on this dim date here and make sure you are checking marking as a date table. Click on OK and choose as date and save. This is the date table. It is created now. So now let's go to our modeling view and we'll create a data model here. So automatically it has created some of the relationships. So just right click on this arrow and check on properties. You can see from table, fact table, career ID and the dim career, it is career ID and fact is many and the dim dimension is one. So many to one relationship and it is single and make this relationship activistic. So it is a correct relationship that it has built. So make sure you are checking for all of this and just check for the buyer ID. You can see buyer ID many to one. It's fine. Same for the supplier ID many to one. All right. Same for the warehouse. We can see um, warehouse ID many to one. Why we need to check? Because it will not, if you are not checking this, then our DAX won't work. So product ID, it's good. All right. So most of the all of these tables are DAX are correct here. So now we will connect our dimension dates with our main tables. For that, just drag our order date to our date table here. All right. So you can see from our fact table order date is many, and from date table it is one. So cross filter direction single and click on save. So a date relationship has been created. So now again there are you can see there are dispatch date. All right. In dispatch date they have actual delivery date and also they have promise date. Three dates column extra are there, and we also require some of the dates to have DAX calculation on. So what we can do, we'll just drag this actual delivery date to date again. Just drag it and drop it here. Just a second. All right. So you can see many to one relationship is done here. Cross filter direction is single. Make sure this make this relationship active should be unchecked. All right. Why we are unchecking it? We are making it inactive relationship because it cannot create two active relationship with one table. So why this inactive table relationship? We will just use a DAX function called use relationship function. Okay, so that will allow us to use this particular inactive relationship for our DAX measures. All right. Same for the dispatch date. We'll just drag this to order date. Uh, Drag it to order date and main it to a single save. Now for the promise date we have just drag this to date and you can see many to one single and save. So you can see the date relationships has been created. Now we can see this dim category is also connected with our fact table. You can see the product category to product category many to one. So it is a good relationship and same it is having a shared dimension with another fact table that is our fact procurement targets. So you can see product category and product category. You can see this is also many to one relationship. So now our data modeling is fully completed here and it is fully dynamic and we have overcome the very hard part that is data cleaning and data modeling. Now DAX and all the visualization will be very simple part for us. We just need some drag and drops and some basic few measures for that. So let's move on to our visualization and DAX measures. Completing all the data modeling steps, you can see the following tables are here, and we will move on to our visualization. So you can check the data modeling also. Okay, so you can see we have not connected our fact table also with the date here. So this is our fact target table. Okay, so just drag this month start to the date here, and you can see many to one relationship active, and this is created. So now our date table is also connected with our uh, both fact tables. All right. So this is what we wanted here. So all right. So it is done. So let's move on to our page visualization part. That is the fun part. So go to this format page, and in this canvas settings type, we'll select as custom. We need a broader size here. All right. So we'll say 1800 as width and height we'll say as 1000. Okay. And for the vertical alignment, we'll select as middle. So it will come this middle part. All right. So it is done. So this is it. Canvas setting has been completed. This will be our canvas. So now we will insert a shape here. So insert and go to the shapes and select as rectangle here. So before rectangle, just go to this view part and you can select the themes as per your choices here. So I will select this theme that will be accessible orchid. All right. So this will be my theme here. So it is for this, just drag it up to this part and we'll go to the general properties and for height, you can select as 73. Okay. So this will be our height and for that, we'll just go to this, select the shape, style and color. In color, we'll select the white 10% darker. Okay. So this will be our color and run of the border. So shape has been created here. So after this, just insert another shape that will be this particular rounded tab both top. Okay. This one. And go to this format shape, rotation and its rotation all select as 90 degree. Okay. So we'll just resize it as well. Go to the properties. And in properties, we'll select height as 532 and width as we will select 78. Okay. So in position, I will select horizontal as 0 and vertical we will select as 2950. Okay, so that would be fine. And same, we will give a same color, just like our previous shape. Go to the style. You can give color as per your feasibility. It doesn't matter. But for my choice, I will give as this color. Also, we'll just go to the style and no, go to the shape and the rounded top corners. We'll increase it to 35. So now rounded corners has been completed. So this is the basic layout. We are not designing much more. It will look very elegant in the simple format only. All right. So for that, first we'll just insert a text box here. We will rename it as overview. Uh, Control plus A in this select uh, font as Cambria and size should be 24 and select as bold. So resize. You can resize this text box and place it here. Also go to this properties. No, not to properties, effects and turn off the background. So this overview, just bring it a little down and Control plus A and give it its color. Color should you should give this theme color that is 374 C5B. All right. So this will be our overview color here, and we'll insert an image. icon here. I will provide you the icons details link in the description. You can download it from there. Okay. Okay. So instead of inserting a text box, we will insert image. So in this image, go to the style, image, and browse. So you can browse images. I will provide a link into the description. So this will be our image here. Just resize it smaller and okay, just place it here. All right. So our table dashboard header is completed here. Now we will give another heading that will be our main dashboard page heading, that will be supply chain analytics. Control plus C, Control plus V this shape, and you can increase its size. And in this, rename it as supply chain analytics. Control plus A and select size as 32. All right. So this will be our first page heading. That will be supply chain analytics. So let's you can replace it later on as well. So this is the main layout that is been created. Also, we will create some round angle shapes here. Okay. So go to this oval shape, and this oval shape, we'll just resize it to this part, just a little bit more smaller. So just now control plus, you can go ahead and change its color also. You can change, but for our this page will not change color. We'll change color for this one icon. Same way, control plus C, control plus V. You can select here. Okay. You can see four icons has been created. Select all these four icons and just place it above in the center. So this four icon has been created. And for the second icon, we will give color as style color and give it as a light pink color and turn off the border. Okay, instead we'll give a dark pink color a little bit. Okay, because we are on this page, so we'll give a dark pink on this page. Same way, we'll just insert image, Control plus C, Control plus V, and just a second, place the image here. And in this style image, cut this image. Instead, I will provide you the links in the description. You can download it from there. Uh, I will just select as home. Okay, so this is created. Same way for you can rearrange also. I will just fast forward this part. Uh, right. Yeah, our icons has been created here successfully. So now we will just go ahead and move on to our shapes. Just resize this one a little bit and resize this as well. Same way we'll do this for other shapes. Let's see the properties 5960. So yeah, our shape has been completed. So now we can move on to our main part that will be our measures. So for that, we will create a separate table. We will keep all the measures in that. So click on this new table and rename it as first page measures. Okay, so just a second. First page measures equal to, and okay. So our table has been created here. And go to this, click on this column, go to this modeling view, uh, go to this, click on this column and enter a display folder as KPIs. So all our KPI measure we will keep in this folder. Right click and we'll select what do we want here. Okay, so first we want our first we'll open our presentation here. So we need the procurement spend, all right. So we need the spend visibility here, first of all. So for the spend visibility, we'll just create a new measure that will be actual procurement spend. So for that, you can go to the table data and go to this track procurement. You can see nowhere it is mentioned the, you can see we have actual unit price, all right, and we have ordered quantity as well, and the rejected quantity. So we need the actual unit, actual procurement spend that has been created, but we do not have separate sales spend table. So we'll just multiply this unit price with the ordered quantity here. Okay. So for that, just right click new measure and we'll rename it as actual procurement spend. Okay. So for that, ME, REMANT. All right. So for that, we'll use a measure use as sum x. So sum x is an iterator function here. So it will give us row by row calculation. So it is asking us for a table. For table, we will say take x back procurement. In this table, now it is asking us for expression. So what do we want? We'll say unit price INR multiply by we'll say ordered quantity. All right, and close this bracket. So this will be our actual procurement spend here. So it is a simple basic measure that we created. So for that, just go to this KPI card here, select this KPI card, uh, resize it. In this, drag this actual procurement spend. So you can see it is 99,991.94 million. So it is correct as I know the data. So for that, now we will modify this card as well. So go to this callout value, and in this value, we will select as Sejo UI bold. All right, and value should be 20. And alignment will say horizontal. It should be horizontal only. And the label we'll select the position as top. Okay. So in this, we'll say size a little bit 13. We will say. So that is it we want. So it is completed. So now just go to this card, turn off this border, divider, background, everything else. So it has been created our actual procurement spec. So for that, just click on this, and in this we will rename. Just remove this procurement. So we'll just read actual spend here. Okay, remove and hit enter. So this is our actual spend that has been done by the logistic department here. So just click Control plus C, Control plus V again, place it here. And in this, what does we want here? We will just add a new measure that will be total purchase order. So for that new measure, I will say total PO. We can say that. Okay, that will be total purchase orders. for that, we will use distinct count function. It will give us the unique values here. Distinct count. So in distinct count, what can we use? We will say POID. That is purchase order ID. We already have a column for that. So now this is a simple basic measure and hit enter. So go to this actual spend, uncheck this actual procurement and select this total PO. So you can see this is the total orders that we have, procurement order, purchase order we have in our department. Click Control plus C, Control plus V again. And after that, we need what? We need on time, delivery shipments. That will be on time delivered percentage. Can go to C here. Uh, well, it's not mentioned here, I guess. You can see, yes, delivery delay analysis we have. So we need to capture the on time percentage. Okay. So for that, first we need the total delivered shipments. Okay. So we do not have a total delivered shipments here. So for that, just right click new measure and we'll select sales total delivered shipments. Okay. So for that, we will say calculate function here. Use calculate function. In this calculate, we will say distinct count, distinct count shipment ID. Okay, one second, shipment ID. So it will give us the unique shipment ID. All right. So now close this bracket, comma. Now it is asking us about the filter. So what the filter do we want here? So in this filter, we have a column called shipment status. All right. So we want only those shipment ID whose shipment status is equal to delivered. So we will say as delivered. Make sure the spelling is correct, okay? Otherwise it won't work. So we are saying calculate the distinct count of shipment ID whose status is delivered. And this will give us the total delivered shipments. We can just, all right. So this is the total delivered shipment. It is a reusable measure as well. So our total spelling is wrong here. Okay. So this will be used in many more charts as well in upcoming. That's why we have created a separate measure for it. So now another measure we will create. We will select as new measure. In this, we will say as on time delivered shipment. So in this on time delivered shipments, what do we want? I will say calculate total delivered shipment. This is the measure that we created. Okay. We are saying calculate the total delivered shipments where the filter will say where actual delivery date, where actual delivery date is less than or equal to what we can say, which is less than or equal to promise date. All right. So this is the promise date we had. So if the actual delivery date is less than promise date, so it means that it is on time. If the actual delivery date is more than the promise date, then it means it is not on the on the delivery time. It is way more. Well, it is not a good situation for us. So delivery is being late here. So it will give us the on time delivered shipments here. So hit enter. So we want percentage of that, all right. So we do not want on-time delivered shipments here. So it is also a reusable measure that we will use in some charts. So another time, let's click on new measure, and in this we will say as on time delivery percentage. Percentage. In this we will use function as divide. So we'll say what we want to divide. We'll say on-time delivery shipments by total delivery shipments. So it will divide on-time delivery shipments by total delivery shipments. And alternate result give us 0 if it doesn't match, and close this bracket and return. And make sure this is selected as percentage here. So in this, just uncheck this total PO and select on-time delivery percentage. You can see the on-time delivery percentage is 63.71, which is not that good because we every logistics sector should have a on-time delivery rate That's why they can be trusted. All right. So it is not a good sign to have us here. So on-time delivery percent is 63.71 here. So this has been done. Now we'll just create another measure that is uh, uh, average lead time. So we'll say we have a column called lead time, I guess. Okay, so we don't have the lead time, so we will create it. So for that, we'll just right click and click on new measure. In this, rename it as average lead, lead time. If you are from the logistics sector, you might know what does it mean here. So we will say average X function here. In this average X, it is asking us for a table. So for table, we will need to use filter function here. So it will return us a table. Okay, so see, now we'll use filter. In filter, it is asking us for table. We'll say fact procurement. And in this fact procurement, give us the unique value. What is we want the filter expression. So we want shipment status. Uh, shipment status is equal to delivered. All right, and just close this bracket. So why does we didn't use this table in this average X? Because it will not give us a unique value. Okay, this average X will just ask for one table argument. It does not give us the filter expression. That's why we use filter function here. So in this filter function, just give comma. After that, we had already had a table here. This is a small table that we created. So in this table, after that, what we will say? We'll say dated difference function here. Dated diff. Okay. So what it will do, it will calculate the difference between the dates. So which dates difference do we want? So we want the difference between the order date. We want the difference between the order date, comma, and we want actual delivery date. So we want the difference between these dates. So it will give us the average. It will give us the difference between these dates. And this average will what it will do? It will average these dates whose shipment is delivered. All right. Comma, and we'll say day and close this bracket and again close this bracket. So hit enter. So it will calculate the difference between these two dates and only those shipments which is delivered, it will give us the difference between these dates and average it. So that I want here. So just replace it with uncheck this one and we'll say average lead. You can see this is the average lead time we have that is 10.43 days. All right. So just click on all the KPI cards and we'll just move a little bit here. Okay, that is fine. So last KPI that will be our rejection rate. So the shipment team should also know, logistics team should also know what is the rejection rate of their supply chain. So for that, we will use some advanced level of measure here. So right click and click on new measure. In this new measure, we will just first rename it as rejection. Just a second. Rejection rate. So in this rejection rate equal to just a second. Give us a percentage here and equal to. In this rejection rate, first we will use a variable. In this variable, we will say received quantity. QTY. In this received quantity, what do we want? We will say sum uh, received quantity. This we have just merged into our Power Query, right? So we want received quantity and hit close this bracket. So this is the variable that we have created, and another variable we want variable that is rejected quantity. Okay. For that, what we will do? Sum rejected quantity. All right. So we have some of the received quantity and some of the rejected quantity. And now we'll use return function here. And in this return, what do we want? We'll say divide the rejected quantity by received quantity. All right. And alternate result, give it as 0. And this will and hit end. So it will give us a rejection rate. So rejection rate, click on this and format it as percentage. So in this KPI card, just uncheck this one and click on this rejection rate. You can see rejection rate is very low. That is 0.82. That is very good thing to have for our the management. All right. So it means the company is performing well. So the all the KPI has been completed here. So now we can move on to our next part that will be charts and all. So just first click on this all KPIs and go to this format visual general effects, turn off the background here. Okay, so that will be so save it. So now let's move on to our next chart here. Okay, move on to our actual problem statement that will be the spend visibility delivery. Just go to this part and actual versus target spend we want. All right. So this is an important chart for our first page. But before moving on, I think the shapes are a little bit darker here. Uh, just click on this shape and okay, uh, format, style, color. We'll select as a little light color here and turn off the border. Okay, so that's good here. All right. So now let's go ahead and choose this clustered column chart here. Okay. So in this clustered column chart, we will insert just resize it and just here. So for that, we already have an actual spend here. All right. So we need target spend as well. For that target spend, close this folder. Just click on this first page measure and new measure. In this new measure, we will select as target uh, spend. All right. For the target spend, what we need a simple measure. We need a simple measure that is sum uh, the target spend INR. All right. So that is only we want here and hit enter. So in this now, just in this clustered column chart, you can select the month name or the month year. So we'll select the month name here in the x-axis. Okay. In the axis, it will the month year, and in the y-axis, we just need to select the actual our first KPI, that is actual procurement spend. Okay. And in this, we just need the target spend as well. So yes, we'll say just replace target spend with actual spend. You can see it has been created. So the target spend is black one and the actual procurement spend is the pink one. All right. No, no, that was fine. First, just select like this only. So actual procurement, that is black and the target is pink. Okay. So you can see the in the January 763 was the actual procurement spend, but the target was 760. Same for the February 711, but the target was 73. It means that it was less spent than the target. That is good. And same for the March, it was like same. So just that only we wanted here. So we'll just format this chart a little bit to get a more understandable way. So first we will rename its title. So in this title, we will rename it as actual versus target. Uh, just a second. Target. Right. Okay. So in this, we'll select as Arial black, or we can select Sejo UI only. It will be fine. Sejo UI bold, and it will be 13. Now go to the properties, and in this properties, go to this padding part. Padding will select says 20. Same for the all size 20 and 20. Now go to this visualization part, x-axis and turn off the title. And same for the y-axis, turn off the title here. So this is the chart that is completed almost. We will just create some spacing between the bars. It is looking so much cluttered. Go to this column part, and in this column, go to this layout. In this layout, space between categories. You can increase it to 30. All right. Okay, 33, 34, 35. 35 is fine. And the space between series, we can say as 15. Okay, so it is completed. You can also turn on the data labels if you want, but it won't be looking that good. Okay, so it's better I will turn off it only. You can just hover your mouse and you can see what was the target and what was the actual spend. So our first chart is completed here. So now we will move on to our second chart, that will be spend variance. All right, spend variance by product category. For that we need a clustered bar chart here. So we'll just select the clustered bar chart, uh, resize it and resize it like this. All right, just move a little upward here. Same for this. All right. So for that, we need the spend variance. All right. So what we do not have a spend variance measure. So we need the spend variance measure for that. So now go to this first. First we'll create a separate folder. Right. So close this folder. Click on this target spend and enter a display folder as charts. All right. So now we have a separate folder for charts. Open the charts. Click on new measure. In this, we'll say spend variance. We are already, it is fine. So for the spend variance, we'll set total procurement spend. That will be uh, say just a second. Actual procurement spend minus. Okay, so it is actually we do not, just a second. Okay, oh sorry, we want spend variance, right? I was thinking of spend spend variance. All right. So for that, we'll say uh, target spend minus actual procurement spend. So it will give us a spend variance and hit it. So now for that, in this column, in values, you can go ahead and select a spend variance here. Just a second. For the why I will not select in the values. In x-axis, first we will select as month. All right. So just go to this y-axis and select as month. And it x-axis, you select say spend variance. All right. So you can see this is some giving us some incorrect values here. So for that, we'll just need to format it. Okay, so actually we do not need month name here. We just need product category here. So name category we will select as product category. So yeah, that is fine. Actually, month is not good for that. So you can see the spend variant. Just first click on this first visual, format painter, and format it. So you can see now it has been formatted, and just turn on the data labels. That is fine. So you can see this is the spend variance by the product category. All right. So this both the visuals has been completed. Now we'll move on to the our second part of the visuals here. For that, first we will insert a shape here. We'll insert a line. So this line, go to the shape rotation and select as 90. So it has been selected. Just resize it and you can bring it down. All right. So I can just replace it here. So now we will insert a donut chart here. So we want supplier by, purchase order. You can say purchase order by status. For that donut chart, we'll just resize it. And in this donut chart, we will select as first in the legend, we will select as the order status. All right. So the total order status we have in the KPI. That is the total purchase order we have. All right. So that will be in the values. And in the order, in the legend, we have to select as purchase order status. So that you can see PO status we have. So just click on this legend. So you can see the closed, cancelled, and opened purchase order status here. So it is not looking good. Just click on this visual, format painter, and format it. All right. So for that, first we'll just format it. Go to the general title, and this title, just rename it as purchase order by status. And in this status, we'll select its heading as in between. And after that, just go to this visual and we'll say turn on the detailed labels. In these detailed labels, we go to this label contents and we just want the percent of total. All right. So you can see and percent of total and the position should be uh, prefer outside. Okay. So you can see this open closed one is very low. That's why it is coming like this. It's fine. So go to the slices and in slices spacing, you can increase up to 75. Okay. So this is fine. And for the legend, go to this legend. The position we will select as bottom center and turn off the title. So this is our purchase order by status that is created. All right. So let's Control plus C, Control plus V, and another we will create here donut chart. So that will be our suppliers by risk level. Okay. So we'll just change its title first. We'll say suppliers by risk level. All right. So now what we have to do, just in the legend, instead of PO status, we'll select as risk level. Okay. The risk level and in the values, we will have the distinct count of supplier ID. So instead of total PO, we'll say supplier ID. Uh, So we'll say dim supplier supply ID, click and values. So in this values, we'll say count distinct. Okay. So it will give us the distinct count of the supplier ID. We are relying on the implicit measure here. All right. So you can see the medium and low by the risk level supplier. Just click on the shape, Control plus C, Control plus V, and resize it. And you can just have a partition of this both donut charts here. All right. So our dashboard is taking shape here. So for this page, now we have a final uh, chart that will be, delayed shipment analysis. All right. So for that, first we need to create a new measure that will be delayed shipments. How many shipments that are delayed? All right. So we'll say delayed shipments. In these delayed shipments, we'll say calculate total we'll say calculate total delivered shipments. All right. In this total delivered shipments, what do we want to filter here? See, we want to filter as where you can say actual delivery date, where actual delivery date is less than or equal to, you can say no, say not less than, we'll say greater than the promise date. Okay, if our actual delivery date is greater than promise date, then it is delayed. So we'll just close this bracket and hit enter. So this is the delayed shipments that we have created. So we want a full hierarchy here. So for that, we'll insert a decomposition tree. This is an advanced level of chart that we are using. You can just resize this both donut charts. All right. So this decomposition tree, place it here, and you can resize it. So in this, uh, we need to have what we need. So here it is asking us for analyze and explain by. All right. So in analyze, we'll say the delayed shipment that we just created. You'll say drop delayed shipments here. So we want to analyze this, and what do we want to explain it? So first, we want to explain it by the transport mode. All right. So you say transport mode. Explain by transport mode. So you can see a plus icon here. Click on this plus icon and click on transport mode. So you can see delayed shipment. Road is the highest mode of the delay because it has the traffic issues and so many things. Air has the very less delay shipments. So now after the transport mode, what do we want? Want to have carrier name. Carrier name we can select from the dim carrier name and drag and drop to this. Just click on this rail or any plus icon and click on carrier name. You can see in this delayed shipments, we have another types of carrier name. You can just select this uh, arrow here because we do not have enough space in our first page. All right, so go to this rail and you can see these three delayed shipments carrier name are there. So now what we want after that? After that we want region. So we'll say DIMS supplier region here. Okay, so we'll just drop it here. Rail cargo and region. So you can see in this rail cargo, region has been delayed the most. Or you can see the TCI Express in this also, south region is delayed the most. So this is it. And after that, we also had some another thing that is product category, which product category is also delayed the most. So product category and hit enter and click on OK plus and product category. You can see these product categories are also coming here now. So our decomposition tree is working fine. It is giving us a very great insights here. That's all is we want here, and we do not want anything else extra from it. So just resize it here. So you can see it has been created now. If you want to hide this uh, headings here, so you can hide it, or otherwise you can let it stay like this. So if you want to hide, just click on this shape, Control plus C, Control plus V, and resize it. All right, and place it here. And in this style, color select as white and border turn off. You can see now that heading has been gone and we will rename it. So for this, just click on this header, Control plus C, Control plus V, uh, bring it here. And in this, we'll rename it as delivery delay analysis. Control plus A and select size as 14 here. All right. So for that, you can select. All right. So this is completed here. You can see our first page is almost done. Just we need the month on month growth for every KPIs. So for that, we will calculate it in next part. Page is almost completed and we are going to use some MOM here. So for before that, select all these KPI cards. Just a second. Select all these KPI cards and move a little bit upwards. Go to this format, align, and you can select as distribute horizontally and align, and you can say align middle. So now they are equally aligned. Just again go ahead and select all and we move a little bit upwards I think the data label size are so higher, so we can just go to this call out value, and in this call out, go to this value and select as 18. That is fine. All right. So it is done here. So we'll just calculate the month on month growth as well for this. So for that, I already explained you in the all of the videos how to calculate the month on month growth. But still, we will calculate here. I will show it to you. So for that, just click on this first page measure and click on new measure. In this new measure, select name as total PO MOM. All right. So this is the total MOM that we are creating. I will just create for the total actual spend. All right. So we'll say total spend MOM equal to. Now what we need to do, select a variable that is current value. In this, we will say current value as actual procurement spend. So this is our current value here, all right. And another variable we will use that is for the previous month. We will say previous previous month value equal to, and we use as function called calculate. So in calculate, what we will say, we want to calculate actual procurement spend, and in filter, we'll use function called DATEADD function here. So in this function, it is asking us for the dates. All right. So in dates, we'll say uh, dim date. So we'll say dim date. All right. So in dim date, give a comma. Now it is asking us for the intervals. So what does we want to calculate? So in the number of intervals we want previous month. So we'll select as -1 and give comma. And after that interval it is asking. So we'll give us month. And after the month, just close this bracket and close this bracket. So it is saying calculate the actual procurement spend for the previous month. All right. So this is done. Now what do we want to return? We'll say return, and in this return we'll say divide current value. So we'll say current value. This is our actual procurement spend. We'll say current value minus previous month value. All right. And after minus, you need to divide it by previous month value. This is the standard MOM formula and close this bracket. So MOM has been created here. So this is created. I will show you to you in just a second. So how you need to see? Just first we will insert a slicer. All right. So click on this slicer, and in this slice, in this slicer, we'll say month name, and month name. Go to this slicer setting style, and it select this drop down. Now you can see there are some blank values as well because of the actual delivery date we have blank here. So for that, go to this filters option, and in this month name, uh, select all and uncheck this blank one. All right. So you can see now blank has been removed. So that is it we want. All right. So for this month name, just resize this month name and okay, place it above here. So now just click on this KPI, Control plus C, Control plus V, and where is our MOM, that is total month here, and KPI, that is here. Okay. So you can see the month is not selected now. So we'll select month name as March. So it is showing as the percentage wise. So you can see in the March actual spend is 29.025 million. So it is showing us for the February. So it has been increased. You can see 0.28% it is increased. So when you will go to February, you can see okay, it is 71% only, 71.16 million. So 71.16 to 91.25, it is 28% increase in the actual spend. That's why it is showing us the MOM value here. All right. So just delete it. And I will explain it to you. This also spend variance. You can see this packing materials, the spend variance is more than the target spend here. That's why it is showing as the minus value. This needs to be watched out by the management as well. So this is an amazing chart here that is giving us some amazing insights. All right, so just deselect the March, and now we'll select the variance arrow here. So we'll select as new measure, and in new measure, we'll rename it as total. Uh, we'll select as MOM variance spend equal to. All right, just a second. I have to equal to sign here. So in this, what does we want? We are saying variable MOM is equal to. So what is our variable MOM? That is total spend MOM percentage. This is our variable. And in return, what does we want in return? It is saying switch. So we'll use a switch function and switch if true. So what does we want to switch? So it is asking us for the value one here. So we are saying if MOM change, okay, MOM is blank. Just a second. If we are saying if it is true, that if our MOM is blank, all right, then it is asking of us for the result. So what does you return? So return as blank. All right. If MOM is blank, then return as blank. Give comma. After that, when we say if our MOM is greater than 0, then what do you want? What does it want us to return? All right. So give comma, and in this result, give us unichar. This is just a special character number. All right. So in this unichar, we give us 9650. Close it, and we'll say and give a open the code, give a space, and close the code. After this special character, that is upward triangle, give us a space, and we'll say use and function, and we'll use format. In this format, we will say format. What does we want format? We will say format is MOM into 0.00 percentage format. Okay, so okay, this is O, so 0. Okay, so format it into this format. Close this bracket. So this is the first expression that we want. If our MOM is greater than 0, then give us an upward arrow that is positive for our visualization. So again, copy this part, and in this we will say if our MOM is less than 0, then paste that, and in this 9660 select. All right, and same, it is the same measure that we want. All right. So now give a comma, and after that comma, if all the values are satisfied and nothing is met, then what do we want? Just give a dash and 0.00 percentage. All right, and close this code and close this bracket. So this is our MOM formula has been created, and hit enter. So for now, just click on this KPI chart, Control plus C, Control plus V, and uncheck this KPI and select as MOM variable spend. You can see it is giving us the minus dash 0.00 because so month is selected. If we are selecting March, so you can see it is giving us the upward MOM variable spend here. April, if it was decreased, so it is giving us the minus 14.16. All right, so it is working. So what we'll do, it will format it little bit. Just go to this visualization, call out, and turn off the label here. We do not want label. Resize it, and for the value size, we'll select as 12. All right, so 12 would be fine. All right, or we can select as 11. All right, so 11 is fine. Just place it here. Okay, and replace it here. Now we need another KPI here, another text box, that is we want just Control plus C, Control plus V, select all, and we'll say versus previous month. Select all and select size as 12. or you can say select size as 14. Okay, and bring it here. All right. So you can see that just move it a little bit. So versus previous month and the MOM here. You can just replace. You can just replace it, and okay, it will be time consuming process. I will replace it here. So it is done now, and after that, I will just explain it to you how to format it again. So if our value is greater than one, then we want it in green format. Okay. So for that, go to this callout value, and in this value, go to this value section. Uh, in this color, you can see a color option here. Go to the FX icon. Okay, in this FX icon, select as MOM variable spend. You can select go to the first measure and select as the MOM percentage that we created first measure, right? Create that, select that. So it will come a new rule like this. So we will say if value is greater than or equal to 0 and just and is less than nothing, just keep it blank. Then what do we want? We want color in green. So you can select any green color here. Okay, as per your choice. And let us green. And another new rule. Just keep this one part blank and we are saying value is less than 0. Then give us value as red. So select any red color here. Okay. And click on OK. So you can see it is giving us green color now. Go to the March part. Just increase its size. Go to the March. Can up April. You can see it is giving us the red color in minus part. All right. So it is working fine, and this is the way you create the MOM. So you need to create MOM for this all these KPIs similar way that I have created. You just need to replace particular one measure only. For example, if you want to create for total PO, all right. For total PO, just replace this current value with the total PO measure that we created for the KPI, and just replace it here also. And same way for this measure, replace the MOM total spend MOM with the MOM that you just created. Okay, if you don't know, you can check my another video as well. So it is very simple thing. If I will make all the MOM value here, so it will be a very long video. So I will not skip to that part. So for that, first we need to add one more thing here. What the insights do we get from this page? All right. So I have already added that into one of my text here. So just Control plus C, Control plus V, and place it here, and just resize this, and go to this. I will provide you this as well in the description, but you can write as well. So Control plus A and Control plus C. Control plus A and select size as 12. You can see the 991.9 million procurement spend remain 18 million below target, while 63.7% on-time delivery highlights delivery performance as the key improvement area. All right. So this is the insight that we have had from this page. So it is created. So most go to this page and we will add one more slicer here. Okay, Control plus C, Control plus V. Instead of doing that, first format it. Go to this format your visual, general, effects and turn off the background. And Control plus C, Control plus V. Again, go from here. And in this, what do we want? We will select as supplier, supplier name. All right. So it is created, and again Control plus C, Control plus V, measure here. Uncheck the supplier name and select a date picker. Go to this, click on this date one part. Okay. So after date part, slicer setting, instead of drop down, select as between. So and you can just increase its size. So you can select the date in between as well. All right. So this we want here, and our first page is created. All right. So this was our first page. Hope you liked the content here. So we'll now move on to our second page and third page. that will not be a long video. That will not be so much long here. So kindly remain with the video. Meet you in the next part.